YouTube, it's your boy Big Mikey Rose, back again once again with another video classic. And today, people, I just kind of want to talk about, what I'm saying, what happened last night with Paul George, David Fizdale, coaches going crazy, players going wild. And, to be honest with you, man, like, this is the prime example as to why Paul George is leaving. Like I say, just go back to these videos, man. I'm not a psychic or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all body language. You feel me? Like, we've all watched LeBron James go to 7 straight finals. So really, I mean, come on, just look at LeBron James and the example that LeBron has set as far as being a professional and going for a championship. You ask yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? Can that team really beat Cleveland? You feel me? And my whole point is too, like, when these teams is constructed, why don't y'all think about that? Like, I don't understand how, like, Atlanta, for instance, like, even if Atlanta was to beat or somehow beat Washington in the series, and then they was to go on and play Boston or Chicago and beat them in the series and play Cleveland in the conference finals, what in their mind would say, like, okay, this team that we have here can match up with LeBron, we can match up with Kyrie. Because, like, the prime thing is, like, for me, like, look at what the Cavs did, right? They basically devoted the whole season to trying to match up with the Warriors. And in essence, what they did was wound up a number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference with the best overall player. And now that they're in this playoff setting, no record matters. You just go up against who you go up against. So, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's genius to, like, look at the best team and build around them. Like, I don't understand why Atlanta would give up Kyle Korver when at some point in time, Kyle Korver could have really been a useful player, especially looking now. Like, what, you got Schroeder. Schroeder can give you some points. You got Dwight Howard going to be a man down low. You got Paul Millsap going to be an all-star down low. Tim Hardaway going to give you some points off the bench. You got Kent Bazemore that can knock down threes. For me, it's just like, Sevalosha, he could play defense on Kyrie. And I'm not saying that they're going to stop these guys, but my thing is, like, Kyle Korver would have been another asset when you playing that team. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, like, Cleveland, I feel like they built their team to a fort. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have built the team for the Warriors or to keep up. Like, I think the mindset is to make the Warriors not score as much as they want to. Like the Warriors, they give you 120 a night if you don't play defense. Or put it like this, with the players that the Cavaliers picked up, they're going to score 120 a night. Korver plays no defense. Who's Korver stopping? Who is Channing Frye stopping? You know what I'm saying? Granted, Kevin Love did make a good stop on Steph Curry last year, Game 7, but I'm pretty sure Kevin Durant is going to have that shot this year. Who is Kevin Love stopping? You know what I'm saying? Tristan Thompson is a good, defender on the perimeter, and he's a great rebounder. But, you know what I'm saying, for real with him, like, who is he stopping? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, being realistic. A lot of teams, I don't understand why the teams is built like that. And I think it's just a lot of mismanagement with organizations that's present today in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, Paul George should have more than just Jeff Teague and Miles. Like, who do he really have? Like, when you really look at it, like, we talk about Russell Westbrook on the MVP campaign. And granted, Paul George is not having the same season that Russell had, but when you look at it, like, he ain't got nobody either. You know what I'm saying? And he got to the playoffs as a number 7 seed. Granted, Russell did better with his team, but Paul need help. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Like, who else played last night? The Spurs. Man, I think it's egregious. Like, I'm just praying that this is not a trend that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I hope with them referees that's in the Memphis Grizzlies and San Antonio series, I hope they, after that series is over, they got the year off, because don't nobody got time for these fake ass lazy calls in the playoffs when it matters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Granted, I understand you want to see San Antonio make it, you want to see Kawhi do good, and I do too. You know what I'm saying? But let Kawhi do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. The refs, just get the fuck on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If the refs want to make calls, y'all make y'all calls in the first and the third quarter. Okay, the 2 quarters that really mean the least. Well, the third quarter do mean something, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all make the bullshit calls in the first and the third quarter. Second and fourth, let them boys play. This is the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you're not talking about, like, just pulling a nigga down and nothing like that. Like, nothing blatant fouls. No pushing and shit like that. But let a nigga play up on him. Shit, let a nigga hand check a little bit, because at the end of the day, man, that's you want the best team, and the best team will win through those circumstances. So, you know what I'm saying? Them breasts was horrible. And like they said, Kawhi Leonard shot 19 free throws, and Memphis as a team only shot 15. That lets you know that the officiating was horrible, and the NBA need to do something more than just keep making statements. Fuck a statement. What they need to do is, on foul calls, they need to have both teams have challenge flags. And they should be able to challenge those calls. It should be somebody in the arena, in the control center, looking at, as a referee panel, and they should make the call that they call up to. Like, what the fuck are they getting on the phone for if they gonna make the dumbass call? You know what I'm saying? They should have a challenge flag they throw down if they feel like that wasn't a foul or it was a foul during the dead ball, and then they scrap it off for that. You know what I'm saying? Refs go up, look up if, it's not the call that it's supposed to be, or the call that you challenging. You know what I'm saying? You lose a timeout, or you get a technical foul, or whatever. You feel me? However it go, it'd be a delayed game warning. But they need to fix that shit, because, you know what I'm saying, too many times, just like the game on Christmas. It's really, the Warriors won both meetings against Cleveland, but because Richard Jefferson got away with the little trip, you know what I'm saying, they win. So, you know what I'm saying, my whole thing is, you feel me, the playoffs is looking like some bullshit. I just hope no more fluke shit happens. It's looking like some fluke shit, really. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, Harden is he, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, my second round prediction is Golden State. It'd be very disappointing if the Clippers lose, but then again, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of the Clippers because they talk too much and they never did anything. Like, how can y'all even come for the Warriors when y'all never seen the finals? Like, what championship do y'all got? Y'all talking to champions, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Doc Rivers, you won your championship 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Granted, that's great, but we respect Pop, Phil Jackson, and those guys a little bit better. Well, Phil Jackson more if he was a coach, not the GM. But we respect those guys much better because they won rings and they got something to show for it. You sitting there with an '07 ring with Paul Pierce on the squad, you about to go get Rondo. You might as well go draft the whole squad. You should have got Nate Robinson. You should have went and got Rondo back. Nigga told KG to be a motherfucking trainer like he doing anyway. Like, he just want the Clippers to be the Celtics, and he need to go get Eddie House, nigga, Jason. You feel me? James Posey, all them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Bring them niggas, bring the whole staff over here. But, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it, man. Today, you know what I'm saying, we're going to talk about the games a little bit later on. I'm going to drop a later on video right after the games. So, I'm going to give y'all my reaction. Of course, if Golden State play today, they going to sweep Portland. Like they say, the first game was like the fill-out. And my thing is, in that whole knowledge, if CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard can combine for 74 points and they still lose by 12, and they don't really have a third best player. Now, if Nurkic could play, I see them winning. Like I say, I predicted to be a 4-1 series. But if Nurkic can't play, they get swept, because if you telling me your two best players can put up 40 and 30, that's LeBron James and Kyrie numbers in the finals. So that's what I'm foreseeing in the future too. Like, you telling me LeBron and Kyrie can score 41 and 35 and they still lose if y'all clamp up Kevin Love and the rest of them bums. And then remember too, J.R. Smith just went down again. Now remember, Cleveland, this is your fault. I guarantee you, Cleveland's going to lose the championship for this reason, because they did not bring back J.R. Smith in his contract sooner. You see, the moment that they start hesitating on J.R. Smith's contract, what happens? He get hurt in the beginning of the season. Then he missed all these games. He comes back. He get hurt again. He never established a rhythm. You finally think you get him back healthy for the playoffs. Then he pulls a hamstring. So J.R. Smith is pretty much a non-factor this year in the playoffs. Y'all not playing Iman Shumpert. And for some odd reason, you believe those are your two best perimeter defenders. So you telling me you're not going to play them until Golden State, and then you think they just going to have this rhythm where they're going to be knocking down shots and be able to stop Steph, Clay, and Kevin Durant? I'm telling y'all, this is the year. It's setting up for an epic letdown for LeBron James. Remember 2011, remember 2013, remember 2014, and also remember 2017, because this is going to be another meltdown year for LeBron James. And I'm sorry to say this, you know what I'm saying, to all the LeBron James lovers, but the sad reality is Golden State's winning the championship. Kevin Durant is going to be Finals MVP. Russell Westbrook is going to win the regular season MVP. Kawhi Leonard, you come up short again, baby, but you know what I'm saying, I think they're going to give Rudy Gobert Defensive Player of the Year. Most improved player of the year, I feel like it's gonna go to Eric Gordon because I mean it could go to either Nurkic or Jokic too, but I think they kind of you know progressed at the same rate, so they might not give it to him. They might do Giannis, but for the most part, I think it'll go to. I mean Tim Hardaway too. He's been balling, but my most improved player, I think it's gonna go to Eric Gordon. Sixth man of the year, I would say Lou Will. I really would say Lou Will. It's gonna be between Lou Will and Eric Gordon. So I think they're gonna take home 2 awards. You can also give most improved player to James Harden too if James Harden don't win MVP. And whatever. First team, I think it's gonna be Russ, Harden, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and DeAndre Jordan might get it if they got to pick a center. It's either gonna be DeAndre or Rudy Gobert. Second team is gonna be highlighted by Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond, whoever goes in between Rudy Gobert or DeAndre. Like I say, DeAndre could go first, Rudy Gobert could go first, but whichever one goes, he gonna be the second team. Gordon Hayward's gonna highlight the third team. I think Paul George third team, Kyrie third team. I think DeMarcus Cousins might get third team, but they might give it to Kevin Love too because Kevin Love had a good year, or Giannis. So you gotta look out for Giannis. Giannis is gonna get the power forward. Paul George, I think, is gonna get the small forward. Gordon Hayward, Kyrie. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough this year though. It's gonna be tough because I want to put Isaiah Thomas in there too. I think Isaiah Thomas might make the second team this year with Steph. I think it'd be Steph, Isaiah, uh, Kevin Durant. Yeah, yeah. But that's it for this video, you guys. I'll talk about that later because you'll really have to look at it. Because I know Giannis is gonna be on one of those teams. Paul George might not make it, but Giannis is definitely gonna be on one of them teams because 22 starting an All-Star game. He's really looked upon highly. Plus upset alert, and I feel like DeMar DeRozan needs to be on one of the All NBA teams too because he been balling this year the whole year. So shout out to what I'm saying, DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying. And like I said, you guys, Warriors in 5 this year. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's going to be the trilogy don't mean it's going to be a good series. I think every game will be competitive. But I think, like, in that crucial game that the Cavs going to need, Kevin Durant is going to prove to be too much. I think in the first couple games, you're going to have Draymond. Like I say, like, with the Warriors last year and the year before that, you got 4 games, right? So all you need is a Steph Curry game, a Klay Thompson game, a Draymond Green game, and then they needed, like, an all-around team game where everybody played well. Last year, they only had a Steph game. They lost the Klay Thompson game. They had a good Draymond game, and they had a Sean Livingston game, which was uncommon characteristic. And think about, too, in the first year, they had a Iguodala game because Steph had a good series the first year. Second, Klay Thompson kind of struggled, but Klay got a game in. Draymond had a good all-around game, and Iguodala kind of won the last 2 with Draymond. But like I say, with this year, I mean, it didn't even last year. Last year, they had a Steph game that they won. They had a Sean Livingston game they won. They lost the Draymond game. They lost the Klay Thompson game. And they won, like, an overall, like, team game. The one that Draymond got suspended, well, the one following Draymond's suspension. They won that game, which was an overall team game. But, like I say, man, this year it's going to be a Kevin Durant game, game 1. Game 2 is going to be a Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson game. Game 3 is going to be a Steph Curry game. Game 4 and 5, I think LeBron and them is going to get 4 and 5. I think the Warriors going to go 3-0. And then they're going to win 2. And then it's going to be a situation to where we all going to know, like, it's no way they can come back. And then Steph and Kevin Durant is going to win Game 6. But, like I said, it's going to be a home series, so I'm really predicting in 5 games, Warriors win. So I'm thinking Steph have game 1, Kevin Durant have game 3 and 4, and Klay Thompson have game 2 with Draymond. But, like I say, the way that the Warriors is dangerous is through, JaVale McGee coming in, Iguodala coming in, David West coming in, Sean Livingston coming in, Ian Clark coming in. You know what I'm saying? These guys giving you defense. They long, athletic, they running, and they trying to attack the rim. So that's why the Warriors are so dangerous. Because guess what? The starting lineup is 3-point shooters, but that second unit, they not. They getting to the rim. They getting you your tools. So you're gonna get 40-something points on threes from Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Kevin Durant. But when Iguodala, Livingston, and them boys come in, they don't shoot threes like that. Iguodala can shoot threes, but they get into the rim. They trying to do layups. You know, Livingston, he get his money in the post. JaVale McGee, he's a monster in the post this year. Everybody acted a fool, dog. Like I say, these veterans for the Warriors is who's gonna win them the championship because the hungry veterans, like Shaq say, the others really stand for hungry veterans on your squad. The veterans in Golden State is more hungry. Think about it. You got Kevin Durant. What did he come here for? JaVale McGee wants to get validated. He wants Shaq to stay the fuck off his dick, so he got to win a ring. You got Matt Barnes. He played for every team in Los Angeles. And you think for 1 second he was on the team that went up, you know what I'm saying, that beat the 1 seed when they was Dallas. So he's a Golden State, you know what I'm saying, original too. And then, you know what I'm saying, who else they got? David West. He taking these pay cuts just so he can win chips. So come on, man. They got they got 3 players on that team that needs to be validated. You can say Matt Barnes probably don't need to be, but they got 4 players that wants to be validated with that chip, bro. David West deserved it. Matt Barnes, he deserved it because in the Orlando days, he was there. The Laker days, he was there. You know what I'm saying? Sacramento days, he was just there with Boogie. So, like I say, I'm picking the Warriors to win this championship this year in 5 games because whether we want to admit it or not, all the Cavs got is LeBron and Kyrie. And game 1 just shows you if LeBron scored 35 or if LeBron scored 41 and Kyrie scored 35, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to be enough to beat this team. They have no inside presence. You can't tell me that Tristan Thompson is going to really be able to nullify Draymond, JaVale McGee, Zaza Pachulia, and motherfucking David West. He can't do it because Tristan Thompson game, he going to be doing too much. He going to have to do too much to get there because the bigs, they going to have to play with they the 2 seed. They're going to have to play the 3 or 6, so you're going to have to play Giannis. You're going to have to play against Don Maker. He playing right now up against Seraphin and Miles Turner. But I ain't gonna harp too much on that. I'm not gonna harp too much on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna harp too much on it because y'all gonna see. Like, and then if they wind up playing Boston or Washington, you know what I'm saying? Or even Toronto, like Valanciunas, that's Mo Biggs. Serge Ibaka, that's Mo Biggs. So by the time Tristan Thompson get to the finals, that boy gonna be limping. But like I said, Warriors at 5. I ain't gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's just a recap. I'm gonna give y'all a shorter video tonight, just on what happened. But like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Big Mikey Rose on Twitter. Look up Instagram. That's King Rose with a Z, Roze. And follow me on Facebook at Tans Rose, man. I keep it 100 straight out of Detroit. We do this every day or every other day, however y'all want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe. Share it to your friends too, man. You know, let's start a little community down here. We call ourselves Team Rose, where, you know what I'm saying, we're going to talk hoops, off-season, draft picks, young players, you know, champions, whatever y'all want to talk about, I'm here.